All right, welcome everyone to night 3 of my room renovation for 2014. And finally, this is your first sneak preview of what the finished product of my room is actually going to look like. As you can see, we do have the color now up on the walls. We worked about 5.5 hours today. Start walking around and give you a better look. This area of the lighting is better. So we worked about 5.5 hours today painting. The first coat, what you're seeing is just the first coat of the paint. That, you know, is the final color. And this is what it's going to look like. Well, not exactly. There's still a lot of work to be done. This is sort of a preview. You're going to notice that, for instance, when I look at this wall, or any of the walls really with the dark blue color, or anything on there, that it needs another coat of paint. It's not, it's definitely not done. The dark color has got, it's lighter in some places than others. A lot of that is the white primer that's just showing through the paint, just because we don't, we need a second coat of paint. Actually on the wall to completely cover the primer and to basically smooth out the whole color of the paint. But it's like I said, it's a first look. It gives you a good idea of the colors. It gives you a good idea of the feel of the room, what it's going to feel like when it's all said and done. And so far, I'm really liking it. I think I did a good job as far as picking the colors go. You can do the best you can picking the colors, but it's hard to know until you see it completely painted on your walls, whether or not you made a good decision. And I think I definitely did, especially with the top color. I really like this seafoam blue on top. I think that it is a great color. I think for sure it brightens the room up. I think that this color catches light and sort of reflects it around the room better. It certainly gives the room a cooler feel. It'll help on those hot summer days like we're having right now. You walk into the room and it's sort of this breath of fresh air. It's a nice cool tone and sort of a soothing tone. And of course, it's hard to really get an idea for how it's going to look completely, because you'll notice that right now it's just sort of a harsh transition between the dark and the light blue. And of course, it's going to be like that until we add our white chair rail that's going to go, right there, right between where, the two colors. And I don't know if the camera can pick it up. If we get real close, it does. You can see the top of the border there. And because of that, that's where the chair rail is going. And it's going to, provide a nice smooth transition for us. Between the dark and the light color, it's going to be, it's going to be thin, but it's, and simple, but it's going to have a little bit of style to it, so it's going to add some style to the room. And, it's, in the end, I think it's going to look really good. And, again, tomorrow night when I shoot another vlog, the walls will probably look better. Well, they should look better. Hopefully, because like I said, we're adding a second paint or second coat, and it definitely needs it. Up top here, it's probably almost impossible for the camera to pick this up, but in person you can tell that although for the most part it's this nice blue color, you can still see the old pinkish color coming through, which sort of, it does alter the color a little bit, not too much. I mean, you get a good idea for what it looks like, but it does sort of make the color a little different. Keep in mind that we didn't prime this part of the wall, so it's, you know, and this is a really light color we're painting on, so it kind of makes sense that you can see through it a little bit. And then on the bottom, of course, some of that white is coming through. You know, when you're painting, rolling paint, you know, sometimes as you're rolling the brush, the roller will get, you know, a little bit drier. There won't be as much paint. You'll be putting on a little thinner than in other places, like this wall right here. You can tell is lighter than areas on this wall. Like over there, it's really dark. Here it's kind of lighter. So that's all just because, you know, it's one coat of paint, and some places it wasn't as you know, as much paint as others, and a second coat should really do wonders in terms of sort of, looking for the right way to put it, sort of smoothing over the look of this, because obviously it doesn't look great right now, but a second coat should really smooth out the color and make it uniform, because there's going to be a you know, a hue or a point basically, which is the limit for the color. You know, you're going to paint it on there, and it's going to reach a point where the color is so dark that you know, or it's covered so well that you could paint 6 more coats on and it won't change the color. You know what I mean? So that's sort of the idea of putting a couple coats on, is that you get to that point where everything is covered enough. One part might not have as much paint as the other, but they won't look any different color-wise because they're each covered enough to where the color is not going to change. You know what I mean? So that's why it looks like that, but it will be smoothed over and look a lot better tomorrow once we apply our second coat. Update on the chair rail. I might not actually be able to move back into this room for still another week, because my dad has to work this week, and he says he's got a big week. He's going to be tired every day when he gets home, and we're not going to be able to do the chair rail. So the chair rail is probably not going to get taken care of until next week, or next weekend, sorry. And even though by Monday night the paint will be dry and everything, and I could, you know, safely, without fear of killing myself with chemicals, I could, you know, come back and sleep in the room, I won't be able to move anything back in here. I won't be able to move any furniture or anything back into this room. I'm going to have to leave it just as it is until that chair rail is placed so that we can get to everything. So unfortunately, you know, I did say in the midweek update, prepare for no gameplay this upcoming week. And this is why, because for the next week I probably will be living down the hall in the guest room, because I can't move any of my stuff back in here until the chair rail is placed. That being said, this week coming up, not this week coming up, but the week after that is going to be an insanely busy week for me, because that's the week I start school, right? Totally new school, totally new education. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. So that's starting. The Old Iron King DLC comes out, which will be the first new content that I'll get a chance to actually stream since adopting that. Everything I've streamed since then has been old content. So I'm looking forward to doing that. That comes out on that Tuesday, the 26th. And that week will be the week that I will officially be moving all of my stuff back in this room and redecorating. And, you know, we're coming up with more ideas as we go. I'd like to get white blinds for these windows, because currently the blinds that are, you know, that were up that would go back were the same color that the walls used to be, that pink color. And if we put them back in there, they ain't gonna match. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but I'd like to get white blinds, but that can wait. Another thing, we pretty much talked about it and figured out that this rack right here is gone. It's going in the trash. It's just not very stylish. It's not very useful. It's got a bunch of stuff stacked on it, but it's not that great. So we're probably getting rid of this rack, and instead I'm going to be looking to get just a nice, simple bookcase that's about the same size as that, but it's going to be hopefully a dark colored wood, so it's going to match my bed and also my dresser. And we're going to put that bookcase in the same spot that this rack usually is, right here. And it's going to look way better. It will actually probably put it a little farther back so it doesn't block that that power outlet. We'll probably put it back, but it'll look nicer, and it'll be more useful. You know, I can put all my novels in there really nicely, school books, all that kind of stuff. It'll just look better in the room. So we're looking to get that. And of course, as I mentioned, you know, we're looking to frame the posters I already have, hang them back up on the walls. We got to hang the paintings back up, the painting that went over the bed, the Dachshund painting over there. We got to hang my college diploma over there. You know, so there's still a lot of work. This is very, very far from the finished product, believe me. So if you're looking at it right now and saying, well, it doesn't really look that great, that's because there's a long way to go. And again, don't judge the walls. Don't, don't leave comments saying, well, that wall looks hideous. You know, how you painted it so terribly. No, I understand it looks bad right now as far as a finish goes because there's only one coat. Give us time to put a second coat on, and maybe we may even need a third coat with this paint. We'll see. If it needs it, we'll do it. We're obviously not going to leave the walls looking like this, okay? When we're done, all this color will be smoothed out and it'll look nice, all right? This is just an idea to give you guys, or a video to give you guys an idea of what the colors will look like on the wall. So there it is, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Once again, I'll be spending the night down the hall, as I probably will be for the next week to come. Tomorrow is coat number 2. So the video I have tomorrow, I won't be showing you a whole lot of new stuff. I'll just be showing you the walls again with a second coat and hopefully showing you guys that it's much more smoothed out and looks a lot better. And maybe the colors will even be a little brighter. This top color will be even brighter and easier to see because that peach color will be completely covered up after a second coat. So that's the work we've done for today. In 3 short days, we've gone from my room as you've always known it with all the stuff in here and the border and all that, dark green. We've gone from that to what you're seeing right now, a whole new paint job. And, you know, still a lot of work to be done, but we're getting there. We can definitely obviously see our progress building. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I hope you're enjoying seeing the transformation of my room day by day. Tomorrow, I'll have another video up showing you the second coat of paint. So thank you guys very much. I'm Voodoo. Have a good night. Also, depending on when you're watching this, this may be completely irrelevant to you, but if you're watching this on the night that it's being posted or the night after it's being posted, I will be filming a normal weekly ritual this week. It'll just be filmed in the guest room, so you'll see sort of a new backdrop for my weekly ritual because that's sort of my headquarters of operation right now. So there will be a weekly ritual this week, but it's going to be filmed down the hall. It will come out tomorrow. I do have to go to bed early tomorrow night though, because on Monday I have to be up at probably around 6:30 a.m. so that I can get to my orientation on time. I got to do that Monday and Tuesday, be up around 6:30 in the morning, so I'll be hitting it kind of early, but that's all for tonight. Thank you for watching, and peace out.